Hello and welcome to Hollywood Echoes. Today, we're bringing you a video about the dark side of old Hollywood. In this video, 10 most evil abusers of old Hollywood will explore the dark secrets and brutal truths hiding behind the shimmering lights of the Golden Age. These names have ruined the lives of many people by abusing their power. If you're ready, we're going on a journey through the dusty pages of history. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Harvey Weinstein, pre-Me Too era. Before the Me Too movement shook Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein reigned as one of the most powerful producers in the industry. As the co-founder of Miramax and the Weinstein Company, his influence shaped the careers of numerous actors and filmmakers. Behind the scenes, however, Weinstein's behavior mirrored some of the darkest abuses seen in old Hollywood. Over several decades, Weinstein used his position to manipulate and exploit actresses. His pattern of inviting young women to hotel rooms under the guise of career meetings was well documented. These encounters often turned abusive, with Weinstein intimidating, coercing, and assaulting women who sought roles in his films. His dominance was fueled by a web of enablers, ensuring that victims remained silent for years. Stories emerged of actresses like Rose McGowan and Ashley Judd confronting him but finding little support in a system that protected powerful men. When the scandal finally broke in 2017, the resulting wave of testimonies exposed a deeply ingrained culture of abuse within Hollywood. Weinstein's crimes were not merely isolated acts. They reflected an industry that had long enabled such behavior. His conviction in 2020 marked a major victory for survivors and shifted public awareness on the exploitation of power in the entertainment world. Harry Cohn. As the co-founder and president of Columbia Pictures, Harry Cohn built his studio into a major Hollywood force. However, his legacy is marred by stories of intimidation, manipulation, and exploitation. Known for his volatile temper, Cohn ruled Columbia with an iron fist, using fear to maintain control over actors, directors, and writers. While his business acumen was undeniable, his treatment of actresses reflected the worst of old Hollywood's power dynamics. Cohn frequently pursued young women seeking stardom, pressuring them into compromising situations. Rumors circulated about actresses being forced to entertain him at private gatherings, where refusing his advances often resulted in career setbacks. His office was notorious for its hidden door connecting to his private quarters, where numerous actresses allegedly faced coercion. Cohn's abuse of power wasn't limited to women. His bullying extended to male actors and filmmakers, leaving many emotionally scarred. Despite his reputation as a tyrant, Cohn's control over Columbia ensured he remained influential until his death in 1958. His actions highlighted the exploitative culture that dominated Hollywood's studio system for decades, with aspiring stars often forced to navigate dangerous power games to achieve success. Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes was a man of many titles: filmmaker, aviation pioneer, and business mogul. Yet behind his achievements lay a deeply troubling pattern of manipulative and abusive behavior. Hughes's obsession with young actresses became well known throughout Hollywood. Using his immense wealth and influence, he would sign aspiring stars to exclusive contracts, which often had little to do with their acting potential. Instead, Hughes used these deals to maintain control over their personal lives, dictating how they dressed, where they appeared in public, and whom they socialized with. His controlling nature left several actresses feeling isolated and powerless. Hughes's behavior wasn't limited to manipulation. Stories emerged of him installing surveillance systems to monitor the women he pursued, further highlighting his disturbing need for control. Though Hughes's public image as an eccentric genius often overshadowed these allegations, his predatory behavior mirrored the exploitative patterns that plagued Hollywood's golden age. Actresses like Jean Peters and Faith Domergue recounted the emotional toll of their encounters with Hughes, revealing the dark side of a man once celebrated for his brilliance. His actions reflected a broader issue in Hollywood, where powerful men could manipulate the careers and lives of vulnerable women with few consequences. Louis B. Mayer. As the powerful head of MGM Studios, Louis B. Mayer helped create Hollywood's glamorous golden age. Yet behind the scenes, Mayer was a ruthless manipulator who wielded power over actors and actresses alike. Known for discovering stars like Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney, Mayer's influence extended far beyond casting decisions. He maintained tight control over the personal lives of his performers, monitoring their relationships, social interactions, and even medical treatments. Mayer's most troubling actions, however, involved exploiting young actresses. Garland herself spoke of Mayer's inappropriate behavior, describing instances where he would touch her inappropriately under the pretense of offering comfort. Mayer's ability to shape careers left many actresses feeling powerless to resist his advances. Those who challenged him often found themselves blacklisted or trapped in restrictive contracts. Mayer's manipulative tactics reflected the toxic power structures that dominated Hollywood during this era. While MGM thrived under his leadership, countless performers endured emotional and psychological damage. Mayer's legacy is a reminder that Hollywood's glamour often masked an unsettling reality, where aspiring stars faced predatory behavior as a grim rite of passage. Alfred Bloomingdale, a wealthy businessman and influential producer, had close ties to Hollywood's elite. While publicly known for his connections and financial power, Bloomingdale's private life was riddled with scandal. His extramarital affair with Vicky Morgan exposed a dark pattern of abuse and manipulation. Morgan, who was much younger than Bloomingdale, claimed she endured years of physical violence and psychological control throughout their relationship. Bloomingdale's influence ensured that Morgan remained financially dependent on him, despite the harm she faced. After his death, their relationship became the center of a sensational court case, further exposing the toxic power dynamics common in Hollywood's elite circles. Morgan's tragic fate, she was found murdered in 1983, underscored the dangers faced by vulnerable women seeking success in powerful social circles. Bloomingdale's story revealed that even those operating outside traditional studio structures could exploit their influence to control and harm others. His legacy stands as a reminder that Hollywood's darkest secrets have often extended far beyond the silver screen. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin is remembered as one of the greatest comedic minds in cinema history, yet his personal life was riddled with controversy and scandal. While Chaplin's on-screen presence captivated audiences worldwide, his off-screen behavior drew significant criticism. He had multiple relationships with underage girls, often marrying them to avoid legal repercussions. Chaplin's relationship with Lita Grey, whom he married when she was just 16, was a particularly controversial chapter in his life. Grey later revealed that Chaplin had manipulated her emotionally and pressured her into marriage after she became pregnant. Beyond his troubling relationships, Chaplin was also accused of controlling behavior and mistreatment of his partners. His reputation suffered greatly when actress Joan Barry accused him of paternity fraud, resulting in a lengthy court battle that tarnished his public image. Despite these scandals, Chaplin's artistic contributions remain highly regarded, though his personal conduct continues to raise ethical concerns. Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski is an acclaimed director, but his name is equally tied to one of Hollywood's most infamous scandals. In 1977, Polanski was arrested and charged with drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl. He pleaded guilty to unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor, but fled the United States before sentencing, choosing self-imposed exile in Europe rather than facing justice. This shocking event created a lasting stain on Polanski's career, though he continued to direct acclaimed films from abroad. The scandal resurfaced multiple times over the decades, especially during the Me Too movement, which reignited debates about accountability and justice in Hollywood. While Polanski's supporters argue that his artistic legacy should be separated from his criminal past, critics maintain that his evasion of justice cannot be overlooked. His case remains a powerful reminder of the abuses of power that have plagued the entertainment industry for generations. Errol Flynn role. Flynn, the legendary star of adventure films like The Adventures of Robin Hood, led a life as wild as the roles he played. While Flynn's charisma made him a beloved figure in Hollywood, his off-screen behavior painted a far darker picture. He was accused of multiple instances of statutory rape, with allegations detailing his predatory behavior toward underage girls. Flynn's reputation as a notorious womanizer was widely known, and his scandals often seemed to be brushed aside due to his immense star power. During one particularly shocking trial in 1942, Flynn faced accusations from two underage girls, but he managed to evade conviction, largely due to aggressive legal maneuvering and public support. Despite his troubled personal life, Flynn's charm kept him in Hollywood's good graces for much of his career. Even today, his legacy remains a complex blend of cinematic greatness and deeply unsettling behavior behind the scenes. Bill Cosby. While Bill Cosby rose to fame as America's dad, thanks to his role on The Cosby Show, his carefully crafted public image hid a much darker reality. Over several decades, Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted dozens of women, with many victims sharing similar stories of being incapacitated and unable to defend themselves. Cosby's behavior was overlooked for years due to his powerful influence in the entertainment industry, with many victims fearing repercussions if they spoke out. His actions finally came to light in the mid-2000s teens, as brave survivors stepped forward and exposed the extent of his abuse. Cosby was ultimately convicted in 2018, a landmark moment in the broader Me Too movement. His conviction served as a powerful statement that no amount of fame or fortune can shield predators from justice. While Cosby's career once symbolized family values, his lasting legacy now stands as a sobering reminder of abuse of power in the entertainment world. Johnny Hyde. Johnny Hyde was a powerful talent agent in Hollywood's golden age, credited with helping launch the careers of several major stars. However, Hyde's professional achievements are overshadowed by troubling allegations regarding his exploitation of young actresses. One of the most notorious examples involves Marilyn Monroe, whom Hyde reportedly pressured into a romantic relationship in exchange for career advancement. Hyde, who was decades older than Monroe, is said to have manipulated her emotionally, promising to secure her roles and shape her career if she submitted to his advances. While Monroe's career undoubtedly flourished under Hyde's guidance, the power imbalance in their relationship reflects a pattern of exploitation that was far too common in old Hollywood. Hyde's influence in the industry allowed him to escape scrutiny for years, highlighting the deeply entrenched culture of abuse that thrived behind the glamour of classic Hollywood. This dark side of old Hollywood shows us how power and fame can be abused. We hope this video serves as a warning so that history doesn't repeat itself. For more content on Hollywood Echoes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next video, and take care. Hello and welcome to Hollywood Echoes. Today, we're talking about the most controversial and hated stars of Golden Age Hollywood. In this video, 10 most hated Hollywood stars. In Golden Age history, we'll explore the scandals and behavior that overshadowed their brilliant careers and why they were criticized so much. These names represent the most striking examples of the rise and fall of fame. If you're ready, we're going on a journey through the dusty pages of history. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford was one of the biggest stars of Hollywood's golden age. Known for her intense dedication to her craft and her striking screen presence. While she earned numerous accolades for her performances, Crawford was infamous for her demanding behavior on set. Her perfectionism often led to clashes with directors and co-stars, and her reputation for controlling nature made her a challenging figure to work with. One of the most well-known incidents in her career was her legendary feud with Bette Davis during the filming of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. The rivalry between the two stars escalated to the point of sabotage, with reports of Crawford intentionally trying to undermine Davis's performance. Beyond her professional life, Crawford's personal life was equally controversial. Her adopted daughter, Christina Crawford, released the scathing memoir Mommy Dearest, in which she detailed her mother's abusive behavior, describing emotional and physical mistreatment that painted Crawford as a deeply troubled and controlling figure behind the scenes. Despite her successes, Crawford's reputation as a difficult and temperamental star left a lasting mark on her Hollywood legacy. Bette Davis. Bette Davis was widely admired for her acting prowess, earning a reputation as one of the most talented and daring actresses of her time. However, her sharp tongue and headstrong personality made her a controversial figure in Hollywood. Davis was notorious for her confrontational nature, frequently clashing with directors, producers, and fellow actors. Her feud with Joan Crawford became a defining element of her public image, with their behind-the-scenes tensions spilling into the media. Davis's demanding attitude often led to heated disputes with studio executives, particularly during her battles with Warner Brothers over creative control. She refused to accept inferior scripts and challenged the studio system at a time when few dared to do so. While her rebellious nature helped her secure powerful roles in films like All About Eve and Jezebel, it also cemented her reputation as a difficult figure to manage. Yet Davis's unwavering commitment to her craft ensured her place as a Hollywood legend, even if her strong-willed personality occasionally overshadowed her remarkable career. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando revolutionized acting with his raw, emotionally charged performances and his embrace of the method acting technique. However, his brilliance came with a notorious rebellious streak that made him one of Hollywood's most difficult stars to manage. Brando frequently defied directors, often refusing to follow scripts or demanding multiple retakes until he was satisfied. His unpredictable behavior was particularly evident during the filming of Apocalypse Now, where his refusal to memorize lines and erratic demands created chaos on set. Beyond his professional life, Brando's tumultuous personal affairs, marked by multiple failed relationships and legal battles involving his children, further fueled his controversial image. While his performances in A Streetcar Named Desire, On the Waterfront, and The Godfather cemented his status as a screen icon, Brando's reputation as an eccentric and temperamental star made him one of Hollywood's most challenging, yet undeniably talented actors. Errol Flynn was the epitome of the swashbuckling Hollywood hero, known for his charismatic roles in films like The Adventures of Robin Hood. However, off-screen, Flynn's reckless lifestyle and numerous scandals overshadowed his career. Flynn developed a reputation as a notorious womanizer and heavy drinker. His personal life became riddled with controversy, including allegations of statutory rape that nearly derailed his career in the 1940s. While he was acquitted of those charges, his reputation as a troubled figure persisted. Flynn's excessive lifestyle, marked by wild parties and questionable behavior, took a toll on his health, ultimately contributing to his early death at the age of 50. Despite his talents, Flynn's off-screen antics painted him as one of Hollywood's most controversial stars, leaving behind a legacy defined as much by scandal as by his iconic performances. Judy Garland. Judy Garland was one of the most beloved stars in Hollywood history, best known for her role as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Despite her immense talent, Garland struggled with personal demons throughout her life. From a young age, she was subjected to the pressures of the Hollywood studio system, which forced her into a grueling schedule and encouraged the use of prescription drugs to control her energy levels and maintain her weight. These unhealthy practices spiraled into lifelong struggles with addiction and mental health issues. Garland's instability made her increasingly unreliable on set, leading to frustration among directors and co-stars. Her difficulties culminated in numerous failed marriages, financial woes, and professional setbacks. Tragically, Garland's struggles ended in 1969 when she died of an accidental overdose at the age of 47. Though remembered for her captivating performances in classics like A Star is Born and Meet Me in St. Louis, her personal struggles remain a cautionary tale about the dark side of Hollywood fame. John Wayne, an icon of American cinema, is best known for his roles in westerns and war films. However, beyond his rugged persona, Wayne was a deeply divisive figure due to his conservative political views. He openly supported controversial causes, including his staunch opposition to communism during the Hollywood blacklist era, which earned him both admiration and ire. His unapologetic support for McCarthyism made him a polarizing figure within the Hollywood community, as many saw him as a symbol of the conservative establishment. Additionally, Wayne's personal life and treatment of women sparked criticism. His relationships were often marked by infidelities, and his views on gender roles were considered outdated by many. Despite his fame and influence, Wayne's legacy is a complicated one, as he remains a symbol of traditional American masculinity for some, while others view him as a symbol of intolerance and narrow-mindedness. Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn was one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses, celebrated for her independent spirit and strong-willed personality. However, her refusal to conform to traditional gender roles and Hollywood's expectations of women made her a target of criticism. Hepburn was often seen as aloof and difficult to work with, especially by studio heads who preferred actresses to adhere to a more traditional, docile image. Hepburn's outspoken nature and her unwillingness to submit to Hollywood's formulaic approach to female stardom set her apart from her contemporaries. While some found her presence challenging on and off set, others admired her for her fierce independence and intelligence. Her relationships, especially with Spencer Tracy, also became subjects of public scrutiny. Despite these challenges, Hepburn's refusal to be defined by the constraints of her time contributed to her status as one of the greatest actresses in film history, known for her trailblazing work and unapologetic individuality. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, known as Old Blue Eyes, was a beloved icon in the music and film industries, but his life was not without controversy. Sinatra's volatile temper and aggressive behavior, combined with his connections to organized crime figures, painted a complex portrait of the singer and actor. His ties to the mob, particularly his relationships with figures such as the Rat Pack's association with notorious crime bosses, led many to question his morality and business dealings. Sinatra was often seen as demanding and even hostile toward his colleagues, a trait that made him difficult to work with, particularly during his movie career. Additionally, his tumultuous personal relationships, including his highly publicized marriages and divorces, contributed to his controversial image. Despite his personal struggles, Sinatra's musical and cinematic achievements earned him a lasting legacy, but his darker side remains an undeniable part of his story, adding layers of complexity to his public persona. Mae West. Mae West, a trailblazer in Hollywood, was known for her bold sexuality and provocative persona that defied the norms of her time. Her presence in films such as She Done Him Wrong and I'm No Angel made her a symbol of sexual liberation in an era when such themes were taboo. However, her boldness and defiance of societal expectations earned her criticism from conservative groups who viewed her as morally corrupt. West's comedic delivery, brimming with double entendres and innuendo, made her a target of moral outrage. Yet she remained unapologetic, often using her charm and wit to challenge the cultural boundaries of the time. While many celebrated her as a feminist icon for her ability to control her image and sexuality, others found her unconventional approach to fame and femininity uncomfortable. In the end, Mae West became a pioneer who pushed the limits of gender, sexuality, and humor in Hollywood, cementing her place in film history. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift, one of the most talented actors of his generation, faced a tumultuous personal life that often overshadowed his remarkable career. His struggles with addiction and mental health made him unpredictable on set, leading to frustrations from directors and co-stars alike. Clift's perfectionism, while contributing to his stellar performances, also made him difficult to work with, as he frequently pushed himself and others to their limits. His emotional instability, exacerbated by a near-fatal car accident that left him physically and psychologically scarred, added to his erratic behavior. Clift's personal demons, including his difficulty accepting his sexual identity in an industry that was not yet open to such issues, further complicated his relationships and public image. Despite these challenges, Montgomery Clift remains a celebrated figure for his raw talent and his ability to portray complex, nuanced characters on screen. His legacy, however, is marred by the personal struggles he endured both on and off screen, making his life a tragic story of a brilliant actor who never fully realized his potential. These controversial stars of Golden Age Hollywood show how rough and tumble fame can be. We hope this video was both an entertaining and thought-provoking experience. For more content on Hollywood Echoes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next video and take care. Hello and welcome to Hollywood Echoes. Today we bring you a video about the most ruthless and darkest faces of Hollywood's golden age. In this video, 10 most cruel actresses of Hollywood's golden age, dark side of Hollywood, we explore the stories of actresses who rose to fame through behind-the-scenes rivalry, intrigue, and ruthless behavior. These women have gone down in history as the ones who paid the price of fame, both for themselves and for those around them. If you're ready, we're going on a journey into the dark underbelly of Hollywood. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, one of Hollywood's most famous actresses, is remembered for her demanding nature and perfectionism, which often made her difficult to work with on set. Her reputation for being harsh toward her colleagues was well known, and many of her co-stars found her to be an intimidating presence in the workplace. Crawford's ability to project glamour and sophistication on screen was often overshadowed by her notorious behavior behind the scenes. Her adopted daughter, Christina Crawford, famously exposed the darker side of Joan's personality in the memoir Mommy Dearest, which became a bestseller and later a cult classic. In the book, Christina depicted Joan as a tyrannical and abusive mother, detailing allegations of physical and emotional abuse, including the infamous wire hanger incident. While Joan Crawford's legacy as a screen legend remains intact, her personal life, as revealed by her daughter, has left a complicated and often troubling mark on her public image. Despite this, Joan Crawford's career achievements and contributions to Hollywood still ensure her place in film history, though the revelations about her character continue to cast a shadow over her legacy. Bette Davis. Bette Davis is widely regarded as one of the greatest actresses in Hollywood history, known for her fierce talent and uncompromising dedication to her craft. However, her brilliant career was also marked by a reputation for being difficult to work with. Davis was infamous for her sharp tongue and her no-nonsense approach, which often led to conflicts with co-stars, directors, and studio heads. She was fiercely competitive and unafraid to voice her opinion, which sometimes resulted in tense relationships on set. One of the most famous rivalries in Hollywood history was between Davis and Joan Crawford, which reached its peak during the making of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Their feud was well documented, with both actresses engaging in a battle of wills, both on-screen and behind the scenes. Despite her reputation for being hard to work with, Bette Davis's performances have left a lasting impact on cinema, and her legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest actresses is cemented by her iconic roles and immense talent. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich was one of the most glamorous and enigmatic stars of Hollywood's golden age, known for her captivating beauty and sultry performances. However, behind her alluring on-screen persona, Dietrich was also rumored to have a cold and calculating side, particularly when it came to her personal and professional relationships. She was often described as manipulative and ruthless, using people to get ahead in her career and personal life. Dietrich was a master of self-promotion and was never shy about leveraging her charm to advance her interests. Some of her colleagues and friends found her difficult to deal with due to her manipulative behavior, while others were captivated by her wit and allure. Despite the rumors about her temperament, Dietrich's career spanned decades, and she remains a legendary figure in Hollywood history. Her influence in both the film industry and the world of fashion is undeniable, but her cold and often calculated approach to relationships has left a complicated legacy. Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn is often hailed as one of Hollywood's greatest actresses, admired for her independence and refusal to conform to traditional gender roles. However, she was also known for her strong-willed personality, which made her a challenging figure to work with at times. Hepburn was never one to adhere to the conventional expectations of Hollywood actresses, and she often clashed with directors and co-stars who tried to impose their views on her. Her refusal to fit into the mold of the demure leading lady made her stand out, but it also made her a polarizing figure. Hepburn's personality was described by some as abrasive, and she was known to be blunt and outspoken, which occasionally created tension on set. While some of her colleagues found her difficult to deal with, others admired her for her courage and determination to carve her own path in a male-dominated industry. Despite her often contentious relationships with those around her, Katharine Hepburn's legacy as one of the most influential actresses of all time remains unchallenged. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was a larger-than-life figure, known for her wild behavior, sharp wit, and her ability to captivate audiences with her dramatic flair. A true diva in every sense of the word, Bankhead's behavior both on and off the stage was notorious for its unpredictability and excess. She was famous for her sharp tongue and was often known to insult and belittle those around her, particularly if they did not meet her high standards. Her cruel sense of humor often crossed the line into mean-spiritedness, and her diva-like demands on set made her a controversial figure in Hollywood. Despite her reputation for being difficult and sometimes downright cruel, Bankhead's talent and charisma made her a beloved figure for many, and she carved out a successful career in film, theater, and radio. Her larger-than-life personality, however, has left an indelible mark on the entertainment world, and she remains a memorable figure in Hollywood history, both for her talent and her often divisive behavior. Joan Fontaine. Joan Fontaine, a distinguished actress from Hollywood's golden age, had a career that was overshadowed by her long-standing rivalry with her sister, Olivia de Havilland. This competition, fueled by jealousy and personal grudges, permeated both their personal and professional lives. Fontaine's aloof demeanor and her tendency to carry her personal issues into her work made her a difficult presence on set. The tension between the two sisters was famously highlighted by their public feuds, often fueling rumors and scandals. Fontaine's career, though marked by remarkable performances, was often overshadowed by her complex relationship with her sister, which some say contributed to her struggles in Hollywood. Despite her success, Fontaine's inability to manage her emotions and rivalries may have hindered her professional relationships and limited her opportunities in the film industry. She remained a fixture in Hollywood, but her complicated personality may have been a barrier to her achieving even greater success. Fontaine's legacy is thus intertwined with her personal turmoil, leaving her a controversial figure in Hollywood history. Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake, known for her stunning beauty and distinctive peekaboo hairstyle, had a promising career that was marred by a series of personal and professional challenges. Her difficult behavior on set, combined with her reputation for being uncooperative, led to a rapid decline in her career. Lake's temper and tendency to clash with directors and co-stars made her a controversial figure in Hollywood. Her fame, once at its peak, quickly fizzled out as her difficult personality overshadowed her acting talent. Her personal life, which was also marked by tumultuous relationships and struggles with alcoholism, further contributed to her career's downfall. Despite her early success, Lake's reputation for being difficult to work with ultimately impacted her longevity in the industry. Nevertheless, she remains an iconic figure in Hollywood history for her beauty and unique style. Even though her time in the limelight was brief, Lake's influence in film noir and the lasting impact of her style in pop culture continue to be remembered to this day. Her legacy, while complicated, remains a part of Hollywood's rich tapestry. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr, best known for her beauty and roles in films such as Algiers, was not only a talented actress but also an inventor. However, her temper and demanding nature often made her difficult to work with. Lamarr's sharp personality and clashes with studio executives are well documented, and she was known for her unfiltered opinions and expectations on set. Her reputation for being hard to deal with made it difficult for her to maintain long-lasting professional relationships. Despite her genius in inventing a technology that would eventually contribute to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, Lamarr's career in Hollywood was often overshadowed by her feisty nature. She struggled with the limitations of being boxed into a glamorous film persona, which contributed to her sense of frustration with the industry. Although she is now recognized as a trailblazer in both film and technology, Lamarr's difficulties working with others remain a notable part of her legacy. Despite the challenges she faced in Hollywood, Lamarr's contributions to both cinema and technology prove that she was much more than just a pretty face. Judy Garland. Judy Garland, one of the most beloved stars in Hollywood history, was adored by millions for her talent, charm, and iconic performances. However, her struggles with addiction and mental health led to erratic behavior both on and off set. These personal battles caused Garland to become unreliable at times, frustrating her co-stars, directors, and studio executives. Her erratic behavior became more apparent as her career progressed, and despite her immense talent, she was often seen as a liability in the industry. Garland's struggles with substance abuse, combined with the emotional toll of her difficult personal life, caused her to miss filming schedules, resulting in damaged relationships in Hollywood. While she left behind an indelible mark with performances in The Wizard of Oz and A Star is Born, her unreliable behavior, due to her personal challenges, made it difficult for her to maintain consistent professional success. Nonetheless, Garland's legacy as one of the greatest talents of the 20th century is undeniable. Her struggles only made her more human in the eyes of the public, endearing her even more to fans worldwide, despite her professional setbacks. Mae West. Mae West was known for her bold sexuality, wit, and provocative persona that made her an icon of her time. However, her sharp tongue and manipulative behavior often made her a divisive figure in Hollywood. West was unapologetically confident, and she frequently clashed with studio heads who struggled to control her independent spirit. Her defiance of traditional Hollywood norms and her refusal to conform to expectations made her both beloved and controversial. West often alienated people in the industry, particularly those she viewed as beneath her due to her demanding nature and disregard for authority. Despite her sometimes difficult personality, West's influence on the film industry and her status as a pioneering woman in Hollywood are undeniable. Her wit and boldness paved the way for future female stars to assert their own independence, but her manipulative behavior and clashes with industry figures remain a complex part of her legacy. West's ability to maintain her own creative control at a time when female stars were often confined to stereotypical roles remains a significant achievement in Hollywood history. The golden age of Hollywood was as brutal as it was glamorous. Today, in this video, we hear the stories of some of the cruelest actors of that era. We hope this content has given you some interesting insights and made you think about the dark side of fame. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more content on Hollywood Echoes. See you in the next video and take care. Friends is more than just a TV show, it's a cultural phenomenon that defined an entire generation. The laughter, the friendships, and the unforgettable moments made it an iconic part of television history. But what if I told you there's a side of Friends that many never knew existed? Today, we're uncovering the hidden struggles, shocking decisions, and dark truths behind the beloved sitcom. Matthew Perry's addiction. Struggles. Matthew Perry, best known for portraying Chandler Bing in Friends, faced severe addiction struggles throughout the series' run. During the height of the show's popularity, Perry became dependent on alcohol and prescription painkillers, which significantly impacted his health and performance. The actor later revealed that his addiction escalated after a jet ski accident led to prolonged use of pain medication. While his struggles were often hidden from the public, Perry admitted to not remembering filming several seasons of the show due to his substance abuse. Despite these challenges, Perry continued to deliver memorable performances, but his off-screen battles took a heavy toll. His eventual journey to sobriety became an inspiring story of resilience, and Perry dedicated much of his later life to helping others overcome addiction through awareness campaigns and advocacy. Jennifer Aniston's dislike for the Rachel haircut. Jennifer Aniston's iconic Rachel haircut became a cultural sensation in the 1990s, with countless women requesting the layered, face-framing style made famous by her Friends character, Rachel Green. While the hairstyle remains one of the most recognizable in television history, Aniston herself was not a fan. She found the haircut difficult to maintain and disliked how much effort it required to style. Despite the widespread admiration for her look, Aniston often expressed frustration with the trend and openly admitted she never truly liked the haircut. Over time, her honesty about the pressures of maintaining such a high-profile image resonated with fans, reinforcing her down-to-earth persona. While the Rachel remains a timeless symbol of 90s fashion, Aniston's candid remarks about her distaste for the cut have become a humorous footnote in Friends history. Lisa Kudrow's body image. Struggles. Lisa Kudrow, who portrayed the quirky and lovable Phoebe Buffay on Friends, revealed that she struggled with body image issues during the show's early seasons. Kudrow admitted that standing alongside her co-stars Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox made her feel self-conscious about her appearance. While both Aniston and Cox had more traditional Hollywood body types, Kudrow felt out of place and often compared herself to them. Despite her insecurities, Kudrow's portrayal of Phoebe was widely praised for its authenticity and charm. Over the years, Kudrow openly addressed the pressures of maintaining unrealistic beauty standards in Hollywood, encouraging body positivity and self-acceptance. Her candid reflections have since resonated with fans, shedding light on the often unspoken challenges faced by actors in the spotlight. Matt LeBlanc's on-set injury. While playing the charming yet clumsy Joey Tribbiani on Friends, Matt LeBlanc experienced a real-life accident that unexpectedly became part of the show's storyline. During the filming of a physical comedy scene, LeBlanc dislocated his shoulder while performing a stunt. The injury was serious enough to require medical attention, forcing the show's writers to adapt the script. As a result, Joey's arm was placed in a sling, which was explained in the storyline as a mishap during a botched audition. The incident became one of the memorable behind-the-scenes moments from the series and showcased LeBlanc's commitment to physical comedy. Despite the painful injury, LeBlanc returned to filming and continued to embrace Joey's lovable and accident-prone persona throughout the series. Andre Agassi's jealous outburst. When tennis legend Andre Agassi was in a relationship with actress Brooke Shields, his jealousy reportedly caused a dramatic outburst behind the scenes of Friends. Shields appeared as a guest star in one of the show's episodes, playing a character who obsessively fawned over Matt LeBlanc's Joey Tribbiani. According to reports, Agassi was deeply uncomfortable with Shields' flirtatious, on-screen interactions with LeBlanc. His jealousy escalated to such a degree that he reportedly stormed off the set and later destroyed several of his own tennis trophies in a fit of rage. This incident revealed the pressures and emotional struggles Agassi faced during that period. Despite the turmoil, Shields' appearance on the show remained memorable, and Agassi's outburst became one of the more surprising behind-the-scenes stories linked to the series. Monica and Joey's originally planned romance. In the early drafts of Friends, Monica and Joey were intended to be the show's primary romantic couple. The initial concept imagined Joey as a charismatic bachelor who would eventually win Monica's heart, forming the series' central love story. However, as the script evolved and the actors began to shape their characters, the creative team decided to take a different path. The chemistry between Courtney Cox's Monica and Matthew Perry's Chandler grew organically, inspiring the writers to explore their unexpected romance instead. This shift proved to be a defining moment for the series, as Monica and Chandler's relationship became one of the most beloved story arcs in television history. Meanwhile, Joey's role transitioned into the lovable yet perpetually single friend, further solidifying his identity as the comedic heart of the group. Chandler's original plan as a gay character. When Friends was in its early development stages, Chandler Bing's character was initially conceived as gay. The show's creators explored the idea of making Chandler an openly gay man navigating friendships, relationships, and career struggles. However, as the character evolved and Matthew Perry's comedic timing took center stage, this concept was reimagined. Chandler's awkward charm and sarcastic wit became defining traits, and his romantic storylines shifted toward women. While Chandler's sexuality was ultimately portrayed as straight, the character's humorous yet heartfelt exploration of insecurities and relationships made him one of the series' most memorable figures. The early speculation about Chandler's sexuality even became a recurring joke on the show, further cementing his complex and relatable persona. The show's original title concepts. Before settling on the now iconic name Friends, the creators of the series considered several alternative titles. Among the earliest ideas were Friends Like Us, Six of One, and Insomnia Cafe. Each title reflected different aspects of the show's core themes: friendship, urban life, and the challenges of young adulthood. While these working titles captured elements of the series' identity, none resonated as effectively as Friends. The simplicity of the final title, combined with its memorable theme song and iconic logo, played a crucial role in shaping the show's legacy. Ultimately, Friends became synonymous with the sitcom itself, reinforcing its enduring popularity even decades after its original run. The 9/11 scene that was removed. Following the tragic events of September 11, 2001, Friends made some notable changes to its planned content. One significant alteration involved a scene where Chandler Bing jokingly mentioned a bomb while at an airport. Given the heightened sensitivity after the attacks, the show's producers decided to remove the scene entirely to avoid causing distress. Additionally, the series paid subtle tributes to the victims and first responders throughout subsequent episodes. For instance, in one scene, Joey can be seen wearing an FDNY shirt as a quiet nod to the tragedy. These thoughtful adjustments demonstrated the show's awareness of real-world events and its effort to remain sensitive to its audience during a difficult time. Jennifer Aniston's consideration to leave the show. As Friends approached its final season, Jennifer Aniston considered stepping away from the series early. Aniston, who portrayed Rachel Green, reportedly felt that the show had reached its peak and believed ending it sooner would allow it to conclude on a high note. Aniston's rising film career also influenced her hesitation, as she had begun taking on more prominent roles outside of the series. Ultimately, Aniston chose to remain with the cast until the show's emotional finale, ensuring the beloved group's story concluded with the entire core cast together. Her decision helped give fans the closure they hoped for, cementing Friends as one of television's most memorable ensemble comedies. Friends may have brought joy to millions, but the reality behind the scenes tells a different story, one filled with hardships, controversy, and unexpected twists. If you want to hear more untold stories from Hollywood's biggest names, stay tuned for our upcoming videos. There's always more beneath the surface in the world of fame and fortune.